Good morning, everybody, and I'm welcoming you to the new lecture of business studies. And previously, we were doing the chapter that is the organizing, and also we are just taking a very important topic from the organizing chapter, that is the centralization and decentralization of authority. So, in the previous lecture, we have just studied about the delegation of authority. It means that delegation of authority means when a particular person or a manager actually transfer the authority to the subordinate. It means it is a transfer of the authority to the from the superior to the subordinate for the work, for the betterment of the work and for the effective and efficient work. So, in the today's chapter, we will try to concentrate on the topic that is the centralization and decentralization. If we talk about the centralization, it is the extension of the delegation of authority. In the previous chapter, in the previous lecture, as you all try to understand the word that is delegation of authority, it means it is a task which is actually given by the upper level of management to the manager, and again it is very impossible for a one person or for a manager to perform all the tasks. It is impossible, being a human being, it is impossible to perform everything, each and everything by the one man. So he decided to transfer and share that burden of the work among their subordinate, who are actually working under the manager. The manager actually transfer that work to their subordinate. So this is called the delegation of authority, when the authority is delegated. So if we compare the delegation of authority with the decentralization, so decentralization is something much more than the delegation of authority. So if we compare the delegation of authority with the decentralization, so in the decentralization, it is actually the systematic transfer from the up to the down. And if we talk about the delegation of authority, there are the two persons only. It means there is a two person mean the subordinate, superior and the subordinate. And also if we talk about the decentralization, there are so many levels of the people are involved. So if the delegation of authority, there are we multiply the work into the two, that is the superior and subordinate. And if we talk about the decentralization, the work is divided or multiplied in many people. So before starting the topic, I just want to concentrate on the two things, that is, as I have just explained you what is the decentralization. So the topic is the centralization and the decentralization. So decentralization you have little idea about with the, when we compare about the delegation or decentralization. Then what is the meaning of the centralization? So the word centralization means a centered body. Okay, the central body means a very center point of all the power and the authority and all the responsibility. So we can say that when the power and authority and everything is vested to the center point, it means nothing is going to be delegated to anybody. That is called centralization. It means all the power, all the control, all the policy making, all the plan, everything is vested to the top level of management, or you can say the centered point of the main point of the working or the organization, that is the centralization. It means everything is vested to the hands of the top level of management. There is no transfer of any authority. There is no control of anybody else. It means there is no delegation of authority. All the power, all the authority is vested to the centered body. Okay, so we can say that the centralization refers to the concentration of the power or authority in the few hands, that is top level of management. So we can say all the power, all the authority is there in a only centered body. It is not transferring to anybody. So on the other hand, if we will talk about the decentralization, it means decentralization, it is defined as even and systematic distribution of authority. It is even and systematic. It's not like merely delivery, like you will do this work or that work. It is a evenly and a systematic distribution of the authority in every level. So decentralization is a policy matter, and the manager plan in advance whether to go to for the centralization and a decentralization. So it is for a manager, it is to be in advance thinking about what kind of the things are to be centralized and what kind of the authority are to be decentralized. So they keep the important matter as a financial decision or a structural based decision with the top level of management, and the share of a common decision with the people working at different level go for the decentralization. So we can say that the decision which is crucial, just like a financial decision or a structural decision, it is actually with the hands of the top level of management. So it is, this part is to be not to be delegate to the other person or the hands of the other person. It is just centralized, and the part or authority which is actually you can say the routine basis or a common basis. So a common type of work is to be delegated to the other person, which is called the decentralization of authority. And on the basis of that, we can have some features of decentralization. So first is, it is much more than mere transfer of authority. It is just not a mere transfer. The decentralization is done with a very by having thinking in advance that what kind of the person can actually bear the real authority. If we just transfer the authority, it is not just transfer, mere transfer. It is in advance we have to think of that whether that person is liable for or capable of doing that. So it is not a mere transfer. It implies a selective dispersal of authority. So it's in a first point, that is, it's not a mere transfer. In a proper way, the top level of management has to think that this kind of work is to be actually done by that person or that authority. So there is a proper selective, you can say, the position of that. It's not only mere delivery. It is mean the work is divided with the proper position. Just like there is a top level, then there is a senior manager or a production manager, then a manager, then the subordinate. It means there is a proper, the work is divided, also the authority is divided according to the job positions. So it means it shows the belief that people are competent, capable, and also resourceful. Top level of management decide for decentralization because somewhere they feel like it is a big task, or if you have a project to be pursue or implement, it's very impossible for the top level of management to perform all the duties. So it's very important for them to make the certain levels of authority where they can appoint the people for implementing the task, and also it create the belief in them that the people who are working with them are competent and are resourceful. So next is, it indicates the employees at middle level or lower level can assume the responsibility for effective implementation of the decision. Also, decentralization is based on the middle level or on the lower level, and it means that these are the people who will get the responsibility for doing the work done with the efficient way and effective way. It recognizes the need of authority for decision makers. So decentralization is also very much important for the need of the decision making. If you have an authority for doing some work, it means you are responsible, as well as also you are also given the authority for the particular decision making. You are not to be wait for anybody else. If you are appointed for that very level or that very post. So you are actually having a free to for take a decision. So these are the features of the decentralization, and there is also the relation between the delegation and decentralization. So if we compare the delegation and decentralization we can say it's a mere delivery of the delivery or delegation of authority between the two persons, that is one is a superior and other is a subordinate, and it happens everywhere. You can't say that this organization is following the delegation policy. This is not. Delegation is very most required. There is an option. So we can say that in the delegation or the decentralization, delegation is necessary and required everywhere where there is a management, everywhere there is an organization working for something, but decentralization is optional. So we can say decentralization is the extension of the delegation. In the delegation we multiply the authority in a two, that is a superior and subordinate, whereas in the decentralization the delegation are taking place at every level will result. It means a decentralization of authorities multiplied with many, because systematic delegation taking place at every level will result in evenly distribution of authority and responsibility. So we can say that in the delegation there is a mere transfer of the authority, but in the decentralization it is a pre-planned, proper plan that who will perform which work. Okay, so there is a evenly distribution of authority. So in the delegation there is a relation between superior and subordinate. There are two persons. It means the work is divided, the authority is divided in between the two. But in the decentralization there are the authority is multiplied with many, like the director, then the authority delegate to the production manager or production head, then it goes to the manager and then the subordinate. So we can say that the decentralization is actually the extension of the delegation. So delegation is necessary, but the decentralization is optional. Delegation is essential part. No organization can work without using the concept of the delegation. So it is a tool to get the work done effectively and efficiently from the other, whereas decentralization requires when an organization is growing and expanding. Decentralization is required. You need the decentralization at the time of when your organization is growing and the size of your organization is getting bigger and larger, and you are expanding, your organization is expanding, then it is required to do the decentralization. So we can say in the present era, due to the liberalization and the globalization, fast decision is needed and quick decision can be taken through the decentralization. It provides great flexibility and freedom of the decision. So in the decentralization, when you are just divided your authority among the people, so it means it actually trigger the person who is actually perform the duties you have also given the freedom to take the decision. So in the present area, just due to the liberalization and the globalization, quick decisions are required, and in the decentralization all this can be happen. So you have just studied about what is the decentralization, what is the relation of the decentralization and the delegation. Now in the next we will going to study about what is the importance of the decentralization of authority. So as you all studied about what is the centralization and decentralization, and also you have studied about the relationship between the decentralization and the delegation of the authority, we will now move to the importance of the decentralization. Before that, I just want to show you a diagram which is actually showing the relationship or you can say the difference between the delegation and the decentralization. See, With the help of this diagram, you can understand what is the delegation of authority. Delegation of authority means there are the two persons, either director, then this is the director, production head, production manager, superior, foreman, and the machine operator. If you want to show the delegation of authority, see the delegation of authority is actually between the two, that is a superior and subordinate. That superior and subordinate can be at any level. Suppose at the top here the director and a production head, and the relation between when the director delegates the authority to the production head, it will be the delegation of authority like this. There are the two persons, superior and subordinate. So like that, production head when passes the authority to the production manager, it will be the delegation of authority. When the production manager is giving the duty to the superior, it will also be the delegation of authority. So this chain will go from the up to the down. Superior will passes the authority to the foreman. It is also delegation of authority. But when we are trying to link the chain from the up to down, that is the director, the production head, production manager, superior, foreman, machine head. When we are going to connect all the authorities, it will be the decentralization. So decentralization is the expansion of the delegation of the authority. So now we will move to the next part of delegation of the decentralization, that is what is the importance of the decentralization of authority. So you know that in the when your organization is going to be grow or expand, there is an expansion or the size of your organization is going to be huge and large, then it is advisable for the manager to do the decentralization for the proper utilization of work and for the effectiveness of the task. So what are the importance of the decentralization? We will one by one we will try to study. First is the develop the initiative among the subordinate. When you give the initiative to your subordinate, it actually develop the trust within them that if our bosses are having the trust on us, then we should do our best of it. So we can say that passing the authority shows the trust and faith which motivate the employee as they are allowed to take decision without seeking approval of the superior. So it means that by showing your employee that they the bosses have the trust and faith with them, it actually trigger their mind and motivate to them that they can do their 100% to their organization, and also if they have a lot to give the take a decision with their own way, they will be 100% thinks many times to take a right decision. So develop the initiative among the subordinates. Second, develop the managerial talent for future. When you are giving the authority to your employee, it means you are actually giving the freedom to take the decision with their own hands and own minds. So it actually you are somewhere you are creating or you are just trying to produce or making the future manager of your organization. And when you are actually practicing your employees by giving them activities of a managerial task, and also it will be helpful if there is a vacancy in the organization, the subordinate can be opted for the higher jobs also, because they have already learned about so many managerial activity during the decentralization process. So the subordinate learn the art of decision making and get the experience of performing the activity of the top executive and learn to manage the authority given to them. So subordinates, so ever there is a vacant position in the organization, they can easily, the lower level of employees can easily get be promoted for the higher jobs. So next is the quick decision making. It means that everyone is getting having the duty and the authority. So it will actually without making the delays in the work, everybody is free to take the decision, because everybody are having the authority to take the decision, which create the quick decision making. So the decision making are not restricted to the few hands only, but power is entrusted to all the managers who are taking decision and performing the activity. So nobody can wait for anybody for the decision. Everybody has an authority on their own level and the basis of the task. So they can have without delaying or wasting the time, they can take their own decision. Also, fourth one is a relief to the top level of management. You know that the work is basically the management work is, or a work can be divided to two ways. The work which is basis on the regular basis. It means those are the repetitive work, and the work which is crucial, the decision making, the policy making. So it means when the top level of management delegate the work or transfer the work or decentralize the daily kind of work or little works to their employees or the subordinates, they can have an extra time to do the productive work. So it means that they are not overburdened with the responsibility and the authority, as they are systematically passes the responsibility and authority to the different level, and they become free to concentrate for the core and the important decisions. Once they are just giving the responsibility to those person, they can be think more. They can utilize their work time to the productive work, like the core work or the important. They can give the importance to the important policies. So next is the facilitate the growth. If everybody is doing their best, performing 100% giving to the organization, it will create or enhancing the revenue. When the revenue will be increased, the productivity will be increased. It means there is also the provision for the more growth and the expansion. So it means that we can say that it grows more autonomy and freedom to. It grants more autonomy and the freedom to the lower level of the management. This helps the subordinate to do the work in the manner that best suited for the department. When everyone is doing the best, the productivity increases and it generates more revenue, which can be used for the expansion. Sixth one is better control. So everybody here in the decentralization, everybody is assigned their duties and responsibility and authority. So there is no tapping, there is no duplication of work. Everybody knows that what are their authority and responsibility, and also when the authority and the responsibility is transferred, accountability is also be there for that very person. So it means the person who is performing the duties, who is taking the decisions, can't blame to the other. So it means that employees take their own decision and they are personally accountable for their work. They cannot pass the blame to others. With the better control can be exercised. With this, the better control can be exercised through the scorecard and management information system. So these are the importance of the decentralization of the authority, and we can say that decentralization is very much important, but we cannot say that totally the decentralization is any organization can totally depend upon the decentralization. The centralization and decentralization both are important. So there are some tasks which is to be very crucial in the nature, just like policy making or something, those power which you cannot be passes to the other person. So those kind of things should be centralized, but there are some tasks which is of a routine basis, or you can give some authority to your subordinates to do the work perform in a better way. So these kind of tasks can be decentralized. So today you have just learned about what is the centralization, what is decentralization, what is the relation between the decentralization and delegation. You have also studied about the diagram of decentralization and the delegation of authority. Also you have studied about what is the importance of the decentralization. So it is all for today, and I am saying all the best till for your next lecture.